Hey guys, my name is Joshua. This is
Maggie.
Michael.
and today we're working on 2012 Chrysler 300 SRT8.
We're going to be looking at the ignition coils, inspecting them for damage, talking about how they work a little bit, and then testing them.
So on this car, we have 8 ignition coils. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 on this side because it's a V8. This is our wiring diagram for that thing. And so how it is it gets power from the battery as one power wire that goes to all the coils. You can see here it's a splice and it goes to each coil, and then you have the control from the PCM for each coil. They're individual wires. So like as you can see, we have coil 2, 4, 6 here on this section of the diagram. And the next section we have ignition coil 8 and 1, and then we have the rest here, 3 and 5 and 7. They all still share the same wire, power wire, but they don't share a control. I'm sorry, it's a ground wire, not power wire. And then the PCM gets power from the power distributor center in the front, and then it just goes through all the wires and relays and fuses. On this vehicle, we have 2 terminal for the ignition coils. We got the power, which is this one. It's the same color, or this color wire on every single coil, and then we have a different color on each coil for the ground.
So here I have the primary and secondary coil resistance pulled up. It is the 6.4 liter, so that's going to be really low for the primary, from 0.54 to 0.66. And then for the secondary resistance, it's going to be a lot higher. It's going to be 9.24K to 11.76K. And that is with the engine sitting at 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
So right now what we're doing is we're testing the primary coil for the ignition, and we're just trying to touch the leads. We're getting 0.4, 0.3 ohms, and the spec is 0.5 to 0.6. So we're kind of in the range, a little bit lower, but that's most likely just because we couldn't get a good connection.
So guys, what we did today is that we added a pico scope to the coil pack 3. Get a reading from the pico scope. What we got was, I paused it to show you the waveform of it. As you can see that we have a straight line here, which is mainly like a 0 voltage. It spikes up and then goes up negative voltage and then back up. So like a really fast waveform. And then what we're supposed to get would be what we got.
Alright guys, so now we hooked up an amp clamp to the ground wire of the same injector 3, and we are trying to read a dwell time in milliseconds, and we're trying to see if it changes with RPM in that manner. So in real time, this is the dwell timing. We pause it. So man, as you can see, so basically in saturated time, it saturates up and quickly falls down, and within like 4 to 5 milliseconds. And also it doesn't change when RPM rises. It will stay the same.
Right now we have the spark timing and the crankshaft pulled up together. The green is going to be the spark, the red is going to be the crank. He's going to rev it so we can see how it's behaves. As you can see, they're pretty consistent with each other, timing-wise, which is how it should be. So we just pulled the 25 amp fuse to all of the coils, and we're going to see what happens when we try and start it. As you can see, it did not start because there's an open in the circuit, and it's not going to allow those injectors to fire, or the spark plugs to fire. So right now we have the scan tool data pulled up for the car because we thought it was going to throw a DTC when we pulled that fuse. But if I go ahead and hit diagnostic plan, it tells me that no DTC is set. We think that's because we didn't pull the fuse while the car was running, so the PCM didn't get a chance to read it since we did it before it started and then it never completely started.